this section we're talking about lines, and one term that we use often when we talk about lines is the slope of a line. And if you think about this line here, a straight distance that goes on forever in both directions, I can describe it by talking about its slope. Lines angling in this sort of direction have a positive slope. Once they start to angle pointing up in the other direction, they're said to have what's called a negative slope. And some lines have zero slope. Some lines have no slope. Now, it's really important for you to understand the difference between a line that has no slope and a line that has zero slope. One thing that helps me is I think about walking on that slope. Can you walk on a slope of a line that has a zero slope? Yeah, you can. And as the slope increases, for example, this line here, which looks to be, if you understand anything about degrees, like a 45-degree angle, this slope has a slope of 1. And as I get up here, as the slope keeps increasing, I can walk the slope, but it gets more difficult to walk that slope. What happens when the slope is here? You cannot walk it. I guess if you're Spider-Man, you have sticky feet and hands, you could. All right, so you can't walk this slope. So one way to think about it is no slope. And no slope and zero slope are different, okay? I know zero often means nothing, but you must consider that they are different. Now, when we talk about slope, we can also think about putting our slope onto a graph and using the grid to count what's called the rise over the run. Rise over run. Some of you said you had heard this before. And rise over run gives a fractional equivalent of what a slope means.